end of a quiet street in a small upstate New York town stood the house simply known as High Hopes. Inside lurked a troubled young man, Ronald Butch DeFeo. More than 30 years later, his actions still haunt us through countless books and films. Number 15, The Amityville Murders.
The town of Amityville is a small community. It's about 9,000 people. I mean, you're basically talking upscale living right on the shore.
After a lifetime of hard work, Ronald DeFeo Sr. moved his wife and 4 children from Brooklyn to their dream home. But the dream was only a facade.
It was a dysfunctional family at the height of all this turmoil that led up to the murders. The father was out of control. He was beating the children, beating the wife.
On the night of November 13th, 1974, fueled by a potent cocktail of booze, drugs, and self-pity, Butch decided it was time for the abuse to stop.
Well, what he does, he goes up and grabs one of the guns and proceeds to walk into his mother and father's room and sticks the gun up and boom, shoots his father several times. The mother just is startled by the gunshots, and then as soon as she looks up, he shoots her.
The boys were next. 11-year-old Mark was killed instantly. 9-year-old John was not so lucky.
The younger brother did not die instantly. It was a very painful, slow death for him. He then methodically walks out, kills his 2 younger sisters, one after the other.
Butch shot 13-year-old Allison in the face. Then he put the .35 caliber Marlin rifle against the head of his 18-year-old sister Dawn and pulled the trigger. Ballistics experts maintain that a blast from such a rifle could be heard a mile away, but no one heard a thing.
Butch decided that he's going to take all of his bloody clothes and he's going to get out of there. So he drives out to Brooklyn and he dumps all of his clothes.
He showers, clips his beard, dresses nicely, makes it to work by 6 in the morning, and goes on like normal.
He decides to go, well, I'm going to go to Henry's bar, a little local bar, and proceed to get drunk with one of his buddies and shoot up heroin. Well, finally he says he's going to sneak into the house, and when he does, that's when miraculously he discovers the bodies. And someone killed my parents. Someone killed my parents.
Butch was a suspect from the beginning, and his own story spun wildly out of control.
He starts to tell everybody that this was a mafia hit. The cops don't necessarily believe him.
Butch pled not guilty by reason of insanity.
You people just don't understand.
He said the voices inside his head urged him to kill his family.
The only chance he had was by showing that he was crazy by a defensive mental defect.
Now, a lot of people want to talk about, is he mentally unstable? You know, the psychologist had rendered him to be, had to suffer from antisocial personality disorder.
He basically admitted on trial he'd done it to them before they did it to him.
At trial, Butch admitted taking heroin before the murders. He was found guilty on all counts.
A couple of years later, George and Kathy Lutz moved into the house, and within a period of 28 days, made one of the most horrifying novels that were ever made, and scared the hell out of America with the Amityville Horror.
The Lutzes claimed that the house was haunted.
They had been levitated. They said they heard disembodied bands. Their banisters had been ripped off, and then the windows had been ripped out.
And there's pigs with red eyes glowing, and there's ooze dripping out of the walls. Well, that's interesting, but it's also pretty much a Hollywood fabrication.
The Lutzes was soon discredited, but that didn't stop Hollywood from making 8 sequels.
In my opinion, the real story is 10 times scarier than any fake ghosts or demons. So you know we're talking about true evil.